I believe this year we are going to see the biggest altcoin season we've ever seen, and I'm going to show you a scenario that I think is likely to happen right before this altcoin season. So hit the like button and let's get into it. All right, so Bitcoin is going to be our indicator for when this altcoin season is likely to occur. And what's Bitcoin doing right now? Well, pretty much nothing. It's been doing nothing for about 2 weeks now, just going sideways. Market's super indecisive, doesn't know what it wants to do. And I think we're setting up for a big move here. The daily EMA ribbon is coiling up, tightening up, and I think the price is coiling up for a big move. Could potentially be a big move to the upside, and that could be the start of our next leg up. But what I think is more likely going to happen is we're going to see one last dip before we go up, and I think this last dip is going to be a lot scarier than any of these dips. I think we're likely to see a dip where we go below our support here, and it looks like we're breaking our support, and so maybe a dip down to 87,000, somewhere around there. It looks like we're breaking the support, and people think, uh-oh, it's over. We're headed back down to 69,000. This is the end of it, and there's going to be huge fear at that point. And then we rebound from there and start a reversal in our next leg up. So what would be beautiful about this, well, maybe not beautiful, but what would happen here is if we did dip down to like 87,000, tons of long positions would get liquidated, and people would think, okay, we're breaking the support, we're probably going lower. People would open up tons of short positions. Then if we rebounded from there, all those short positions would also get liquidated. So we would have a massive liquidation event here, which the market loves to do those, just like we did back here on this wick. Huge liquidations here. And I think we're likely to see one more of those big liquidation events before we do our next leg up. So that's the scenario I'm seeing as probably, I think that's the most likely scenario. So of course it's not guaranteed. Tomorrow we could just start pumping and do the next leg up, but I think another dip is more likely. So what can we do about it? Well, if we do see that big dip, personally I'm going to be buying a lot more. So right now, I'm not telling you guys to sell any of your crypto. I'm not selling any of my crypto because, like I said, this dip's not a guaranteed thing. And I don't want to sell my crypto and then risk being on the sidelines, and then tomorrow we just start pumping and I miss out on that. So I'm still holding everything. If we do see this big dip, then I'm just going to buy and accumulate as many altcoins as I can and take advantage of the dip. So, I mean, I've been DCAing this entire time, accumulating. Altcoins are already super cheap, so I just continue to DCA. If we do see that huge dip, then I'm gonna just buy heavily during the dip. So we'll see what happens, but I just want you guys to be mentally prepared for this, because if we do see that huge dip and it looks like we're breaking support, everyone's gonna be freaking out. But I still think whether that dip happens or not, we're still going to see an altcoin season at some point this year. I think it's just inevitable. Bitcoin is inevitably going to go a lot higher. It has to. Nations are buying it. There's a finite supply. There simply isn't enough Bitcoin. If you look here today, we found out Abu Dhabi Sovereign Wealth Fund has bought $436 million of Bitcoin. So nations are buying Bitcoin. I think we're going to see the U.S. most likely buy Bitcoin this year as well. And then many other nations will follow suit. And like I said, there's a finite supply. There's just not going to be enough Bitcoin for everyone. So the price is going to have to go up. And things like Ethereum are inevitably going to go up too. Trump's World Liberty Fund, they've been buying tons of Ethereum. Lots of big institutions are buying Ethereum. The big money is loading up, and when Ethereum breaks out, typically that's when the altcoin season starts. And I think that's inevitably going to happen this year. So it's just a matter of time before Bitcoin and the whole market explodes upward. So whether we see a big dip or not, I think, just keep accumulating. That's what I'm doing. Of course, you have to make your own decisions. But if you're already holding crypto right now, then basically I think you've already won. It's just a matter of time. So the Bitcoin dominance, it has been hovering around 60,000. It's at 60%. It's at 59% right now. During this big dump here, this big wick, this dip, Bitcoin dominance spiked up to 64%, but it's been chilling at about 60% over the last week or two. And I think the dominance could keep climbing, probably will climb up a bit higher, maybe even up to 70% before we see the altcoin season. So like if we see another big dip, altcoins will probably dip even more than Bitcoin. So we're going to see the dominance rise a little bit there. And then as Bitcoin pumps back up and does its next leg up, Bitcoin will probably pump harder than altcoins. So we should see dominance rise during that time too. And that's why I think we could even get up to 70%. So holding Bitcoin, I think is still great. I'm still holding my Bitcoin in my portfolio. I haven't sold any of my Bitcoin yet, but I'm not accumulating Bitcoin anymore. I'm just focusing on accumulating altcoins right now. But I still think it's good to hold some Bitcoin in your portfolio because it's likely, at least for the short term, Bitcoin is going to keep outperforming altcoins. And then we will see the huge altcoin season. So yeah, I'm just DCAing in right now, and we'll see what happens here in the short term, whether we break to the upside or downside. I think the likelihood of one more dip is pretty likely. I'll show you guys here. It's basically what's happened the last two times we consolidated. So back last year, this consolidation, we had one more big dip here in August, and then we recovered from there. Also, back in January of 2024, this consolidation here, we had one more dip, a new low, and then we instantly pumped after that. So maybe we'll see the same thing happen here. Seems to be what the market has been liking to do. This last consolidation was like 8 months. I don't think this one will be that long. I think we're going to see something more similar to this, which we've already hit this length. So I think we're due to break out, and it's going to happen pretty soon. So maybe we'll see that dip next week, and then we can start our next leg up from there. If we do see that dip, that's probably going to be the lowest we're going to see altcoins for the rest of this year. So I'm going to take advantage and buy heavily if we do see that. So if you want to see what altcoins I'm looking at, check out some of my previous videos where I talk about what altcoins I'm accumulating, what ones I'm looking at. Let me know what altcoins you guys are looking at. And I think that's pretty much it for this video. Like and subscribe if you want more updates like this. And congrats, guys, if you're holding crypto. I think we're going to make a lot of money this year. And check out the video popping up right now, and I'll see you guys over there. Bye.